Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Higher Density Living. I first want to thank our sponsor, Quality Mazda NM of New Mexico. If you are looking for a top-notch, well-built car that's not going to fall apart on you, and an educational sales process, and you live in the Colorado, New Mexico, or Texas area and don't even feel like going to a dealership and just want it delivered to your door, you can go to qualitymazdanm.com. And we would like to thank them for all of their support in our education here of Higher Density Living as a 501c3 nonprofit, teaching people about creational laws and self-awareness. So,
yes, I'm ready.
You ready for this? So, in the last episode, we were talking about essentially bringing back dinosaurs and stuff like that, using genetic material to like reclone these things. And I had a thought the other day. It was kind of mulling on me after I had watched a movie that came out in 2009 called Moon. You ever seen it?
Yeah, a while back.
Superb sci-fi film about this guy that's mining hydrogen-3 from the moon because it helps take care of the energy problem on Earth, right? But I don't want to spoil the film here, but here's what I had been thinking about. That if I was to ever meet a clone of me, or go back in time and meet my previous self, would this clone or timestamp of Alexander back in time be shown as much love as I show myself right now? What do you think about that so far?
If you're talking about like a previous meat suit, probably not.
No. You right now. So take you right now.
Right.
And say you met your clone today, or you went back in time with some device and met yourself from like a week ago.
I think my clone would irritate the fuck out of me because I would see the way it was acting.
All right. So here's where this gets interesting. So I'm starting to mull on this. This is getting late at night and then I came to the statement. I said, because this thing, right, this clone or timestamp of Alexander, it is me, but also not me at the same time. Because I am now at a different thought process. I am removed from that moment or that reality, and I'm currently living in a new one. So this creation is therefore a reflection of me, but not me in this very moment of me meeting the clone or timestamp of self. So as a human or a creation, existing in its own causal line of choices. You tracking with me on this? So it's doing its own thing. I'm now doing my own thing, even though we're genetically exactly the same, right? We're a stranger, even though we're completely identical, a stranger making our own choices. So then I asked myself this question. Why would I not extend the same level of love and understanding to this identical stranger as I would to myself, even though in all way, shape, or form, it is a stranger?
Because the little self, the ego, would perceive it as being different. You may say, yeah, that's a clone, but that's not the real me. It's not the authentic me.
But here's the thing. My ego is telling me it's not the authentic me, but everything about it is exactly who I am. So in all likeness, it is me. And if I remove the physical perspective, this ego aspect of it, of this visual identity, and distill this meeting down to the universal identity to say that it is as much a creation as much as I am, right? In its own universal identity, then regardless, the love and understanding I give myself would therefore and should therefore be applied to this thing, this other creation which I'm meeting, and then I should be applying it to everybody else. What I realize,
it's oneness. Yes.
What you realize is that in meeting yourself, you have a better understanding of the application of oneness, of understanding and love for all other entities, because the ego is the only thing that tells you are different. But if you're meeting your clone or a timestamp of you, it's actually exactly the same. So we create this irrational line of thought that we treat it as the other.
Well, it comes down to one word: judgment.
Yes.
So, and that's what we do. We view Jeffrey Dahmer as different from us. He's carrying heads in lunchboxes to work. We don't view him. We view an Olympic athlete as far superior to us physically. We look at Putin as being separate from us and a madman and a crazy dictator. So we have these judgments that we perceive upon everyone else but us. And some of us are our own worst critic, I mean, there are that, but that separation that the ego loves to parade all the time, like it reminds me, my ego, I always think of it like those fucking yelling, screaming, nasty birds that just walk around and they're kind of useless and they have the big feathers and they, peacocks. I always see my ego like like the peacock, it always wants to flare and show off. It wants to yell and be loud. Look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm worthless, but look at me.
Yeah.
And society right now, more than anything, needs hope. Society right now, more than anything, needs oneness. We don't trust our governments. We don't
Nope.
trust. We don't trust anything. The younger people now in their 20s don't trust anything. We don't have a religion that we can fall back on, that we put our faith in, per se.
Yep.
That we don't have tradition. We don't have anything. We're the rising of the phoenix. And I believe we're in this huge transitional phase, and Raw talks about this, third to fourth density, that we have to go down into the ashes,
Correct.
in order for us to come to something new. That the trees have to burn down to create those new sprouts that come up, that create something new, that fourth density. So I believe we're in this transitional period where those big trees are dying. And I heard somebody talk about this the other day, this idea of the Putins, the Trumps, the Bidens, those are those old trees that have to die.
Yeah, they will not continue to exist. And I think just through reflection in a logical line of reasonable thought is that in sum, all other humans are just reflections of the self. Our egos and our false perspectives of reality create this weird disassociation with other people who are in every way, shape, or form exactly as much as you are, as they are. We're just mirrors walking around.
Well, physics proves this. The split experiment.
Yeah, I know. Physics.
How we perceive it. How we view it.
Correct. It's how you view it. It's a particle or a wave, right? But what you don't realize is that it's both at the same time.
Yeah, it's both at the same time.
So I just wanted to leave everyone with a little bit of that catalyst of thought, and I'd love some feedback on it, but it was something that I was mulling on the other night and really realized that regardless of love to myself or love to a clone, it's all one and the same and should be shared equally amongst all. So thank you very much.